It looks really good.
Yep.
We haven't had udon in forever, so this is going to be kind of a special little treat. Hello everyone and welcome to Sunday. Normally on Sunday we would do some sort of breakfast themed thing, but we had made an extra chicken breast because yesterday we made some big entree salads with chicken. We cooked an extra chicken breast so we could make this. Let me show you. This is one of the things that we picked. Oh, you opened it. Oh, there's more in here.
Yeah, this is only half.
Oh, okay. This is teriyaki stir-fry udon. Turn the camera so you guys can see that. We got this big old pack of stuff at Costco. Hopefully it's good. You can microwave it, mounted it on the stovetop. Does this go back in the fridge?
Yes, it does.
All right. And this is going to be our lunch for today. I'm excited because, I mean, we don't make udon at home. Ever.
We'll see how good this is.
But the other thing is, like, I haven't even really had udon a whole lot, just in general. Looks hot.
Oh, it's not too hot.
Oh, really? Okay.
I just had a piece of chicken. It was fine.
That's pretty good. I think it needs a little salt. But otherwise, yeah.
It's alright.
I mean, I think for getting it at the store, in a pre-made packet, that's pretty good. And again, it's been a long time since I've had that. That's nice. I like to change things up every once in a while. We make a fair bit of Asian dishes, but udon is not something we ever really do at home. Anyway, it's Sunday. We'll be largely taking today off, which is exciting. I say largely because I got just a few little things to do, and then also we're going to be working on cleaning things up. You can hear the dishwasher going. It has been a trial trying to get all of the dishes cleaned over the past week because we are also fighting not only our own dishes, but the leftover containers that we had Christmas leftovers in, and also the cookies, because we have been slowly finishing up the cookies that my mom made. They were in big containers that take up a lot of room in the dishwasher, and it's just been this very slow journey to try and get all of the dishes done. We're not there yet. We have a pretty small dishwasher, admittedly, but it's on the cusp. It's on the cusp. And the other thing is the table behind us. I'm really hoping that we get that cleaned up today too. That room's a mess because we need to take all the cardboard to recycling, but we're not doing that today, so that'll wait. We're going to try to get everything else taken care of. Dinner tonight is exciting because it's taco night, and we made extra. Every time we go to Costco, we buy a whole lot of meat, and we portion it off into 1 pound quart-size Ziplocs. So there's a bunch of those in the freezer now for when we want to eat beef next. But we did, what is that, nearly 3 pounds?
Almost 3.
It's almost 3 pounds of meat. So we're going to have tacos tonight, but then we also have this already set for some other things. And
Salad.
Taco salad.
Nachos.
Nachos.
We could throw an egg and do like breakfast, and we have potatoes, and we could do like potatoes with it.
That all sounds really, really fantastic. We, also the seasonings and stuff that we've been putting in the taco meat recently, it's been real good. I already did a vlog on that. I'm tempted to be like, let me tell you what it is, but I already covered it. I don't remember which vlog it is, but someone in the comments will hopefully find out what it is. So we're going to put these together, and while we eat, because Mom beat Red Dead Redemption, and last Sunday we watched a movie, this Sunday we're watching another movie. It's Die Hard. We're watching Die Hard. For many years, I've talked about Die Hard to me. I was like, oh, it's a Christmas movie. I know people get upset about that. They really shouldn't. It is a Christmas. It's at Christmas. But we've never watched it. I've seen it a few times, from growing up with it on television. Although that being said, I don't know if I've ever seen the theatrical release of it. I don't know that I've ever seen I guess it's uncensored too, but like the widescreen theatrical version, because growing up I watched it on a 4x3 CRT television, and I've seen it a fair bit of times because me and my dad would watch it on TV, but like I don't know that I've ever actually seen it the way it was meant to be seen. And we decided that we were going to watch it on YouTube. There's a lot of different ways to watch these things. There's a website called justwatch.com. And you can type in a movie or a show and it'll tell you all of the different ways that you can play it. It wasn't available on any of the streaming services that we had, but you could rent it. And depending on where you rented it, you could see it at specific resolutions. So by renting it on YouTube, we actually get to watch the 4K version. So that's exciting in and of itself, because not only am I going from like that old CRT 4:3 pan and scan version, but now I get to watch the movie as intended in 4K. That's exciting. And I get to do it while I'm eating tacos. Oh. Well, we did it. We watched the movie.
Yep.
First thing I want to say is that even though it was advertised as being in 4K, it was not available in 4K.
No.
And I went to the quality options, and it was at 1080, and that was a little upsetting. And I don't know why, because on the YouTube app that I'm using, I can watch stuff in 4K, because we have 4K TV, and I get the options on the YouTube videos, but in the movie on the app, I did not. That being said, it's still the highest resolution I've ever seen the film, so I can't complain too much. So what was your, I've seen this before. Mm-hmm. You have not. What's your initial gut reaction after having seen it?
I think it was fun. There was a lot of tongue-in-cheek humor.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as serious drama as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, okay. Oh man, see, it's interesting because I just assume that everyone has seen
this. No.
Well, everyone has seen this, and everyone at least understands some of the pop culture, its effect on pop culture. So if you went into this expecting a serious movie, that's surprising to me. But also, no, of course not. No, it's I think what makes this movie so good is that, yes, there's violence, but it's the underdog, of John McClane versus every terrorist in the building. It's the comedy, because there's an immense amount of comedy that is in here through one-liners and just situational, humor. And Die Hard, for being produced in 88, so it's now what, 33?
You should know how old it is.
It's 33 years old. So it's an old film. But I would say that it absolutely still holds up.
Yeah, I think so.
I really, really do. If you've never seen Die Hard, it was probably in many ways responsible for the evolution of the action genre. And it's a movie that 33 years later is still very good. It was a little weird when we started it, because my first thought was, Jesus, Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman look young.
Yeah.
They look so young.
And the only times I felt the age of it was the vehicles, when you would see vehicles drive around.
Sure.
And then, her haircut.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are some elements that are very much, we are in the late 80s. But a lot of the other stuff still feels, largely relevant. There's an attention to detail throughout the film too. Because I haven't seen the movie since definitely before college.
Yeah.
So getting a chance to rewatch it now was interesting, because it's really well written, it's really well paced, and there's a lot of little things that happen that are setting things up for later. Just little attention to detail that I think may be lost in other action films, but Die Hard paid attention to. And it's really good. Also, it's a long film.
Yeah.
It's a very long film, 2 hours and 12 minutes. And the pacing is good because it does not feel that long. Mm-mm. Things are always happening.
Yeah.
And the entire film, you're waiting for the discovery for, Hans to figure out that Holly is his wife. Because you just know that that's going to change something, and it takes a long time before that actually occurred. Yeah. The other thing is that I can't remember the guy's name. I want to find out. I knew his name was Reginald. I could not remember his last name. Vel Johnson. I wouldn't have remembered that. I think a lot of people my age know him as Carl Winslow from Family Matters. And it's interesting that Die Hard came out a year before Family Matters started, because Family Matters started in 1989, and Die Hard came out in 88. And I can't help but wonder if, like, and I don't know anything about the deep history of Die Hard or Family Matters, but I almost wonder if, like, seeing Reginald Vel Johnson in that role was somewhat responsible for him getting the policeman role, because, like, the thing is, like, it's very much a similar role. Like, he's, you know, it's a lot of like talking and understanding, because in Family Matters he has to, like, understand Steve and, like, relate to him.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a similar situation here. Anyway, I don't know if, you know, what the specifics of that were, but it's just funny that literally a year later he's in a very similar role. Also, I didn't remember how very much, especially at the beginning, they push it really hard. It's the idea of, like, East Coast versus West Coast, because you've got this smart aleck New York cop. Yeah. And he really hates the way everything is done in California and makes that very clear. And, you know, how many LA cops does it take to do the role of one New York cop? It's like kind of the theme throughout a lot of it, where you've got all these cops outside and John McClane is inside and it's just one dude. And then it also touches on, like, the FBI and the feds coming and ruining everything, because there's too much stuff coming from the top, and they needed, like, one person inside. Anyway, it's a good film. It's a good film, and it still holds up. And there's like 5 more of them.
Oh, are there?
And only 2 more matter.
Okay.
Is really it. There's a Die Hard 2, which is also actually quite good, and there's a Die Hard 3, which is also pretty good. And then there was a long break, and then they started making more Die Hards, and it's like, okay. But 2 and 3 are, maybe at some point we'll watch 2 and 3. I remember 2 pretty well. And 3 is really good for completely different reasons, but yeah. I'm glad you got a chance to see it.
Yeah, me too.
Now we can, you know, say that, because we've been saying it for years.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's best to just ask someone who hasn't had any sort of previous attachment to the movie or the series or anything, having watched it for the first time.
Is it a Christmas
movie?
Yes. They push it so hard. Even the music in the serious scenes, it's like it's some small rendition of some Christmas carol. Yeah. And there's, like, Merry Christmas was written on a wall somewhere. And I was like, someone had to have done that just as a joke. I mean, it's like anyone that thinks Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, like, they haven't watched the first 10 minutes. If you just watch the first 10 minutes of the film, it very much hits you over the head. Like, it's setting the scene of, like, this is Christmas Eve. Well, they keep doing things that are Christmassy, like the themes, like there's Christmas decorations, or like the Santa in that one scene. There's that plastic Santa. Yeah, when he sends the body down in the elevator, and it says, you know, Merry Christmas. Now I have a machine gun. Yeah. Ho, ho, ho. Like, it's not like, you know, there's constant beats that are happening. I guess it depends on how people judge what a Christmas movie is, but I feel like this would very much qualify. But yeah, one of the things I definitely didn't remember is what Mal pointed out. There's a shot where there's this, you know, music that's playing underneath, and it's not even music. It's just like it's like a bass rhythm or something, and it's to the tune of a Christmas tune, you know, a Christmas song. So yeah, throughout from start to finish, they're pushing that really a lot at the beginning, and certainly a lot at the end too. But yeah, I think it qualifies. Anyway, you can talk about Die Hard down below. I don't feel like we really spoiled anything. I don't think so. It's not, you know, I hate to be like, it's not really a movie you can spoil. You know that there's more movies. John McClane clearly lives. But yeah, if you haven't had a chance to watch it, I think even now, over 30 years later, it holds up, and it's probably worth your time if you're in the mood for that sort of thing.
If you're in the mood for a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Kevin's really taking a serious bath here. You bathing? I'm sorry. He was really washing, but I guess I upset him by putting the camera on. Then go back to it. You're cute. That's why I film your little face. Very upset. And let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?